Hello, welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. I'm Sibylle, and today's subject is Failure Isn't Permanent, 3 Ways to Normalize Mistakes. Imagine a baby, like a 10-month-old child that pulls himself up on the sofa or the table, takes the first tentative step, falls on their backside and says, or they can't talk, but thinks, "Oh, apparently this walking thing isn't for me. I'll give up and just leave it to those who are obviously better at it." Obviously, that's not going to happen, right? This is not how it works. We learn to walk by pulling ourselves up, taking a few steps, falling, pulling ourselves up again, falling again, and falling over and over until we fall a little less and until we eventually learn to walk without, or mostly without, falling at all. And it's not a problem. These children aren't frustrated or angry or call themselves idiots. Fast forward to our adulthood, where suddenly we are anxious and super cautious to not make any mistake and not do anything wrong and fail at anything ever. This behavior and this anxiety and that fear of failure is crippling our joy and our success in life. So your mission today is to learn why this happens and how you can normalize failure to become much happier. Task number 1 is why we are afraid to fail. As mentioned before, as babies, as children, we have no problem trying something over and over until we get good at it. As adults, suddenly we're very anxious. So where's the disconnect? What happened? The answer is what happened is school, our upbringing in school and our educational system. Because our educational system is built on eliminating mistakes. Think about every quiz that you've ever done, every exam or test that you've ever done and then got back graded. Chances are you would have every mistake that you made highlighted in red ink and marked. And the number of mistakes determined the bottom line, the grade that you got in the end, right? And the more mistakes you made, the worse your grade was. This has instilled this fear into us, and this is where it comes from. So these days, when we're afraid of failure, what we're actually afraid of is this school day fear, this internalized voice of the teacher that we still carry around with us as adults. Task number 2 is failure isn't permanent. We all know as adults that it's not fatal to make a mistake with something or to fail every now and then. We all know that intellectually, but our anxiety doesn't come from our intellect or our mind. It comes from our subconscious internalized belief, and that comes from this voice that I talked about, from our experience as children and adolescents growing up in our school system. And it's not possible to talk yourself out of something that is ingrained in your subconscious. You'll have to overcome it with a bit more persistence and a bit more work, but it can be done. So here are 3 ways to get started. The first would be the first of it is to consciously give yourself permission over and over, give yourself permission to make mistakes and to fail at something, right? So you have to stop yelling at yourself. Rather than saying, "Oh, I'm such an idiot," when you drop something, just say, "That's okay, I'll try it again. That's okay, I can clean this up." And even if you don't say it aloud, maybe you feel silly if somebody hears you, say it to yourself, say it to you internally, because your internal monologue is seriously, that's what matters most. It's what you say to yourself, how you feel about it. That's just the first way. The second way is to consciously seek out something that you're not good at. Do something that you suck at. A lot of people don't even pursue something that might be a passion, that they're really passionate about, that really lights them up, because they're not good at it. And they somehow have this in their heads that if they're not good at it, they're not allowed to, I don't know, I'd say they, but honestly, we all have that. If there's something that you really love to do and you're not good at it, or you're a beginner, or you're just really not good at it, although you've done it for a while, if you like it, do it. Do something consciously that you're bad at and enjoy it. Have fun with it. Just have fun. Or do something that you've never done before and be a clumsy beginner. Learn that the world doesn't end if you're not good at something. And the third way is to create spaces, safe spaces in your life where failure is normalized. If you have a team at work, you can try this at work. Encourage everyone and set your own example. Encourage everyone to share their failures. Talk about when something went wrong and say what you learned from it. Encourage people to learn from their mistakes. Create the same kind of supportive atmosphere at home for your children. So even if your children get graded at school, don't make it worse by yelling at them when they come with a bad grade. Ask them about their mistakes. Ask them what they can learn from this. Encourage them to see failures and mistakes as an opportunity to get better. And if all else fails, so those are the three ways, but if all else fails, this is an unofficial fourth way, laugh. The ability to laugh at yourself and to not take things too seriously is very valuable in this context. Obviously, all these steps take a while to really have an effect on us, but it's well worth the effort. It increases your capacity for joy and your overall enjoyment of life and your success by a huge amount. So try it out and see what it does. Task number 3 is, as usual, let me know. Hit the reply button on the email that you got the link to this video with and tell me what you think of this. How are you with failures? Are you okay with it? Are you relaxed and giving yourself permission? How about the other people in your life? Or what are your insights and your experiences there? I'll reply to every email, I promise. If you didn't get the link to this video in an email, that means you're not part of the Wild Spirits community yet, and you should join us. Go to wildspiritscoaching.com and fill in that little form there. You get 1 email per week. It's 100% spam free. You get lots of extra and additional information and articles, recommendations of books and other resources, and sometimes you get exclusive offers that are only for my subscribers that nobody else ever gets to see. So go to wildspiritscoaching.com and sign up, or you can Google Wild Spirits Coaching. That'll get you to the website as well. Thank you for watching.